Welcome back to the Fans Only podcast. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the big red subscribe button down below the video. Today we're going to be doing Premier League predictions, starting with the full Premier League table, bottom to top. How are you doing,
Yeah.
Danny?
All right, thank you. Just got my
Good.
table ready.
Oh, I've got mine ready as well. I mean, it's pretty difficult, and we're probably going to be drastically wrong.
Mine is bold.
Mine has a few bold shouts, but I'd
Mine's,
say it's
I think mine's top to bottom bold. Pretty
Arsenal
much.
to get relegated. Yeah.
That's not bold.
Right. Well, let's just get straight into it.
Yeah.
Who are the
See what-
three teams you've got going down? Going from
Um,
bottom 20th, 19th, 18th.
So in 20th, I've got Watford, 19th, Burnley, 18th, Palace. So
Oh!
interestingly, only one newly promoted team
Only
to go
one.
down. I just think
Right.
Burnley and Palace last season, from what I remember, were shit. I can't even remember what position they were. I think they were like
So Burnley
Burnley
was
only just,
17th
but yeah, I was gonna say Burnley were close to going down. I just think
and Palace were 14th.
I think it's Burnley's time. Palace, I don't even know. I just don't fancy him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. My bottom
Um,
half predictions, there's not too much reasoning behind them.
Yeah, so I've got, in 20th, I've got Norwich.
Right?
19th, Southampton.
Ooh,
And 18th, Watford.
18th Watford. Why Southampton?
Because Southampton, they've lost Danny Ings, who scores
Yeah.
most of their goals. I've heard that it's looking like they're going to lose James Ward-Prowse as well,
See,
and
he.
David Vestergaard. They haven't really brought that many people in.
They
They
lost
look like a,
Bertrand as well, haven't they?
yeah, they look like a bang average team, and they came 15th last season, and that was with Danny Ings, who's been reliably scoring goals season after season for them, and scoring quite a large proportion of their goals. And James Ward-Prowse, who I imagine was creating and scoring some of those goals as well. If they lose both of them and they've lost another couple of first team players, I think
I
they're going down.
I
I,
do
I
think
don't see it.
if they keep Ward-Prowse, I do think they'll stay. I think they'll definitely stay up.
Yeah,
But
so I've got them in 19th, assuming that James Ward-Prowse leaves, which
the
it
thing
looks
is
like he will.
with
If they keep
Southampton,
him, then they could stay up. Yeah.
the thing is with Southampton, like I agree they do look bang average, but that entire bottom half looks pretty bang average. Like
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
they're slightly better than the rest of the teams down there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. So who have you got 17th, just missing?
Norwich.
Norwich. So I've got Palace. No, sorry. I haven't got Palace. I've got Brighton.
Brighton.
Yes.
Where were they last season? 16th, were they?
Brighton was 16th last season.
I just don't think they
Um,
score enough goals.
They've lost Ben White. They were quite good with expected goals last season. Like
Yeah.
they were 16th, but with like expected goals and chance created, they were quite good. But they haven't bought a striker, so I don't see that changing.
Yeah, they needed to bring someone in.
So I'm going to go with Brighton 17th.
Yeah, I think Norwich just. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know why.
The only reason I've put Norwich bottom is because they always come up and go straight back down.
Yeah,
I just don't see it changing. That's
fair
the
enough.
only reason I've got them there. 16th,
Newcastle,
Brentford.
Newcastle United. See, I just think Steve Bruce, the way they play, like I just think they're always gonna be just in the league with that
So
with Bruce and like they
this,
I don't they've brought Willock in actually. That was a good signing.
yeah. So this is
Maybe
I've
I've
put
been
Newcastle a bit
slightly
higher.
maybe I've been a bit negative on them, but
because Newcastle were in the relegation zone. They then brought Willock in on loan in January, and they ended up finishing 12th last season.
I found the bottom half of the league. I found very difficult to
It is
separate
difficult
the
to know.
teams.
Like, I've had to change quite a few of them round. So like, you know how like I've just said that at 17th I had Brighton. Originally I had Crystal Palace, but I've had to change it round.
Yeah, I did have Newcastle a bit higher. I completely forgot about Willock, to be honest. I maybe
Yeah.
would. I
I've got
don't know. St.
Brentford.
Maximin just can't seem to stay fit.
Yeah, the only reason I've got Brentford is because you have to back at least one of them to stay
Yeah,
up. And for me, Brentford are the ones, like, they've been knocking on the door for the Prem for a while.
yeah. I've got
They've
Brentford
got,
higher than you have.
they've got, yeah, but they're the ones I'm backing to stay up. The other two going down, I think. I don't think any of them have really signed anyone. Like, Norwich have lost their best player.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so 15th,
15th, where are we up to? Brighton.
you've got Brighton.
Gone for Brighton at 15th.
This is where I'm putting Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Again, as we've said before, Crystal Palace, they they finished 14th last season. They've got
Yeah.
Zaha, so they've got a bit of quality. They've got that Eze as well. I think he's injured at the moment, but he should be back soon.
Mm,
Roy Hodgson's retired. He actually did quite a good job with them.
mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I just see it
moving
going
on.
down.
Moving
Right,
on.
14th. Who have you got?
Wolves.
Right, this is
This is
my
tough.
first big shout.
Go on.
14th, West Ham.
Oof.
Right,
Crap, where were
that
they
would
last
be.
season?
They were 6th last
Sixth.
season.
They're
I've
they're
got them at
playing in the
14th.
Europa League, and you've got
Yep,
them at 14th.
yep. And the reason why, as you've just mentioned, they're playing in the Europa League. So they've got more games. They've also only got 17 players in their squad. Their only striker in their squad is Mikel Antonio. They haven't got another striker at all.
Yeah. Yeah, but look.
They've lost Jesse Lingard. He might not come back. It depends. Don't know. I just think with the added pressure of the Europa League, with the lack of squad depth, don't get
Do you
me
think they're
wrong.
going to fall that far
Their
off?
first team, yes, and
Fucking
their
hell.
first team. If you look at their first team, the quality in it should be top half, ish, right? But they
Right.
just don't have the squad depth, and the fact that they're going to be playing in the Europa League as well, adding more games. I
Yeah,
think
no,
they're in for a big drop.
I, th- I,
I
I think
nearly
they're
had
in
them
for a
lower.
bit. I think they might drop a little bit, but 14, that's harsh.
14th. 14th.
That's harsh. I went for Wolves. I just think Jimenez will come back in, but you don't know how quickly he'll get back to his best. And even when they did have Jimenez, it's rare they scored more than one or two a game. Who's the new manager? I can't remember who the new manager is, but I just
I
don't.
think he's Portuguese again.
I think they've lost like a decent manager. They've lost a few good players over the last couple. They haven't really, as far as I'm aware, anyway, brought many notable players in.
They haven't.
I think they're gonna just slowly fall off. I don't know where they were last season.
They were 13th last year.
All right, so yeah, I think they'll be similar.
Um, yeah, like, to be fair, one of the big reasons that I have got West Ham in 14th is because I watched Spencer FC's Premier League prediction, and he, as a West Ham fan himself, was saying all these reasons, and he put them in 12th, and he said there is absolutely no way West Ham finish higher than 12th.
Well, I think there's absolutely no way they get European football again, but 14 is
I
hard.
nearly put them lower. I nearly put them like 16th. Like
Fuck
honestly,
me.
I just think like if they sign a couple of people and bring in some serious, like if they had a fucking, if
Yeah.
they go for it in the next couple, then fine. But as it stands, they do not have the squad depth to compete at all.
That is the thing
Especially
with
not when they've got the Europa League.
this prediction thing. Like, because the fucking transfer market's open long for a while, it could like all change. Like, I know
Yeah.
that at the top of my table it could change. Give like around the top it could change given certain signings. But
Yeah.
I've tried to base it on
Um,
currently, I
yeah.
guess.
That's the same. I've assumed a couple of things. So I'm assuming. I mean, they're not confirmed, but I'm assuming Lukaku goes to Chelsea. I'm assuming
Yeah.
Varane goes to Man United.
Well, that thing is,
I'm
they're
also assuming
them two
Kane
signings.
goes.
Well, the Varane and Lukaku ones are like very close. The
Yeah.
Kane, it's hard because there's not been anything real like concrete like there
I'm
has been for the
assuming
other two.
I'm assuming Kane goes, and I'm assuming Ward-Prowse leaves Southampton. That's the only things I'm assuming.
Right. Well,
I think.
let's go. Let's carry on the table.
So 13th.
13th, I have Southampton.
This is where I've got Burnley.
That's quite high up for Burnley.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, in my head, like, so this is the thing. This is when I said this. I told you earlier, like, there was a team where I'm like, you're going there. I can't really justify it, but I just feel like every team below you is worse.
Yeah.
But like, I cannot justify why I've got Burnley there. Literally, it was the only gap left.
the only thing I will say about Burnley is they've got a solid goalkeeper and defence.
And they've got a solid manager who knows how to keep teams up. Like,
Well,
let's be fair.
yeah,
like,
by
yes,
the
they were
skin of his
17th.
teeth.
No, but the thing is, like, yes, last
I know
season
that-
they were 17th, but like, before that, they have done a very consistent.
Yeah.
They've put out very consistently of not just staying up, but like being mid-table, like 13th.
I know, but I just
Um,
feel like once they start dropping off,
Yeah. I know it's bold. It's bold, but
well, I don't know.
we're going with
It's always tough
we're going
with
with
them
13th.
sort of teams. So I went Southampton. I think they have lost Ings, and I assumed they're going to keep the rest of the team they have.
All right. Okay.
They've still got Shea Adams, haven't they?
They've still got Shea
Yeah,
Adams. Yeah, they've
he's
signed.
okay. I think
They've signed Armstrong on a permanent deal now.
they'll, if they keep the team, they'll be okay. That's about it. I just think the teams below them they'll be marginally better than, and that's about it.
Yeah. Who have you got in 12th?
Now this is they're not going to be like the surprise of the season. Well, maybe I've got Brentford
Brentford
up in 12th. Yeah.
Right. This is where I've got Newcastle.
Oof.
Um,
Okay.
I think Newcastle performed well. They finished 12th last season. They performed really well after they got Willock in. They've signed him on a permanent deal now.
Yeah.
They seemed to really come into it last season. They played some really good football. They got some really good results.
Mm.
I don't think they'll be in danger of going down.
I think for Brentford, I think they're not the same as Leeds, but they'll be kind of the sort of Leeds United of this season.
Yeah.
I think they've knocked on the door of being promoted for a while.
Yeah.
I think they have lost some of their key players, to be fair. I just think they score a lot of goals, or they have done whenever I've seen anything about them more recent, like in the past few years. I just think they'll be an exciting team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got Brentford at 12th.
Who have
Bit
you
of
got in
a
11th?
In 11th, Everton.
We agree on one, finally.
Everton at 11th. I think
Everton in 11th, yes.
I can't see them doing anything better than mid-table, really.
Yeah.
That's
They
not just
finished
'cause I'm a
10th last
Liverpool
season.
fan.
They finished 10th last season. Carlo Ancelotti's left. I know they've got Rafa Benitez. I
Yeah,
do think he won't be there at the end of the season.
yeah. I'm
In the
irritated
same
that
way, in the
he's
same way with, if I was to make a prediction, and I forgot to mention this, if I was to make a prediction, Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira will be the first manager to get sacked.
Oh
Like
yeah.
100%. Right?
It's like when Thierry Henry went to manage Monaco.
Yeah, right. But Everton 11th, I think they've got some good players, obviously, but I just don't. I just think the fact that they've lost Ancelotti, they finished 10th last season anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see them finishing any higher than that. And
I don't know how much James really wants to be there now
yeah,
that Ancelotti's
Sigurdsson
gone.
might not play for other reasons.
Mm,
um, but yeah,
forgot about
so you've got in 10th.
that. Alright, so we're up to the top half now.
Yeah.
Spurs.
Spurs in 10th.
Yeah, even if
Oh,
this is if with or without Kane.
you're going 10th with or without him.
If they keep him, I think they'll be thereabout. They might creep up a couple of spots with Kane, but I mean, where did they finish? They finished
They finished 7th.
they finished seventh last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I they've lost. Is it Alderweireld they've lost as
Yeah,
well?
but they've brought in another centre back from Atalanta. Don't know
Yeah,
how good he is, but
he
they
cost
have
them
brought
like
him in.
40 mil or something, didn't he? I
Yeah.
don't know. They just look bang average.
Yeah, yeah.
They really do.
Um,
And I just
I've got
think
Wolves in 10th.
Wolves.
Literally the only reason why they finished 13th last season. Jimenez is coming back. I can see them going up the table.
I think
10th.
there's a lot
There
of
you go.
teams in this top half with
Good
potential.
teams. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Um,
think Spurs I just can't see them making much progress this season. And if they lose Kane as well, like what are they gonna do?
yeah, yeah, that's fair. Ninth,
Ninth, West Ham. So
West Ham.
I've put them to drop off from sixth to ninth. I'd say they definitely overachieved last year.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. And obviously with the added pressure and games in the Europa League, and with
Mm,
like the other teams like getting better, I think there's no doubt they're not gonna finish as high as they did last season. I still think they'll be
yeah.
good.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, ninth.
Um,
Don't think they'll make a European challenge. I think they'll probably go out of the Europa League.
yeah. Yeah.
Fair. I don't know.
Um,
Ninth.
I've got Leeds in ninth.
Okay.
They finished ninth last year.
Yeah.
Um, so, honestly, I just see Leeds doing exactly the same thing they did last year, being an
Yeah.
exciting team. They've got some good players. They'll be difficult. They'll
They'll
prove
challenge
difficult.
anyone on a given day.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they'll finish properly mid-table, like
You reckon?
ninth-ish. Yeah,
Okay.
because I
Well,
reckon that they're good enough to beat anyone that's. I mean, they give everyone a game. To be fair, like
yeah, they do.
yeah. So
They beat City at the Etihad, didn't they, last year? And
I
deservedly
think
so.
yeah,
Like they battered them.
yeah. But anyway, eighth. Who have you
Eighth,
got?
Aston Villa.
Yes,
You got
same
the
here.
same. I think lost Jack
Yes,
Grealish, which is
yes.
huge. Brought in Danny Ings, which class signing.
So they brought in
Um,
Danny Ings, Buendia, and Leon Bailey.
yeah, so they've now got like two strikers who are fairly proven in the Premier League. Well, Ings is definitely. Watkins is. I mean, he's been decent last couple of years.
Yeah, and
Um,
added on to this, they're also one of the clubs that is linked with James Ward-Prowse.
Oh, that'd be class if they signed Ward-Prowse.
If they sign James Ward-Prowse, they are seriously going to challenge. Not the top four, but like
Challenge for
they
the
could
title.
they they, they have a good fucking team.
Yeah, of
Like,
course they do.
and yeah, like yes, we've noticed that they finished 11th last year, so we have got them moving 3 places up after losing Jack Grealish. But
Yeah.
I think
No,
they've invested their money really well,
my
and
my like three here with Villa, West Ham. To be fair, this block of four, Villa, West Ham, Spurs, and Everton. I think it's fairly interchangeable. I could see.
yeah.
Well, I think Everton will be last out of them four, but Villa, West Ham, and Spurs. I think will be interesting. I think they're all on a. It'll be.
So
I think it'll be close points wise that part of the table.
so assuming that the FA Cup is won by one of the 7 teams we haven't mentioned.
Yeah.
7th, we'll get into the UEFA Europa Conference League. So who have you got going into that?
The arse. The Arsenal.
Arsenal. So
Yeah.
I've got Tottenham going into that again.
Tottenham. See, I
Yeah,
think Arsenal will improve slightly this year. Signed Ben
um,
White, who I think is a good signing because their
yeah,
defense has been laughable the past, well, for a
yeah.
while now. Um, I don't know.
The only,
I think like they've had the last couple of years, like they've been laughed at a lot, but they've still been like close.
yeah.
So
The
I
reason
think this will be
why,
their year.
the
Well, I say
reason why
this will
I've
be
put
their year. They'll finish seventh.
the reason why I've put Tottenham here is I think they will lose Harry Kane, right?
Mm.
However, I also think if they do lose Harry Kane, they will bring in Arturo Martinez,
He'd be a
right?
good signing.
And if they do bring in Arturo Martinez, and they've got Martinez, Son, Lucas Moura, Bergwijn, Dombele. Is Dombele still there, or does he leave?
I'm
Dombele's
not
still
sure.
there, isn't
Still there, I think.
he? Yeah, and they've got the new centre back coming in. I do think even if they do lose Kane, they still have got enough quality in the team to finish relatively high up the table.
So you think they finish the same by directly swapping out Kane for Lautaro Martinez, a young guy who's only played in
No,
Italy?
I
I
think
know.
they finished directly the same by swapping out Kane for Lautaro Martinez, not having Lloris injured for most of the season, and changing their centre back from Alderweireld to this Atalanta guy.
What changing your centre back from a fairly solid centre back to someone you don't know? Lloris, let's be fair, is he a top class keeper anymore? I don't think
It,
he is.
it depends what you mean by top class.
He's not in the top tier of goalkeepers in the world, is he?
Yeah, he's not, but he is still in the top tier of goalkeepers in the Premier League.
He's. I don't think Lloris being there for the full season is gonna make that much. I don't think that's gonna
Them not
gain
having to
them.
play most of their games with Michel Vorm in net or Joe Hart.
Well, I don't know. I think it's optimistic
Oh,
thinking they lose Kane and still stay in the same spot. Surely you can see why that sounds
yeah, yeah,
optimistic.
but I'm going 7th because
Okay, okay.
they've got 6th.
This this
Europa League spot here. This is a
Europa
Europa
League
League spot.
spot for Leeds United.
Leeds United.
Yeah, look, they've got. I mean, you could argue. Well, maybe not. They've got a top manager in the league.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, they can beat. They just need to find consistency. They've brought in. I know they've brought in that Firpo from Barcelona, who's
yeah.
a fullback. I just think they've fully signed Jack Harrison now from City.
Yeah.
Um, I just think they've got a good team. They're like by far the fittest team in the league. They've got one.
Mhm.
They've got one of the best managers. Like their coaching staff. Like I just think they just They just need to find some consistency, and they could easily, because they've got the class to be top six. I think.
Yeah.
I think they outwork
Um,
teams.
so I here is where I've put Leicester.
Leicester in sixth, yeah.
Yeah. Moving one place down from where they finished last season. Um, I
See,
I can't really justify
I've got
it because
Leicester
they
next
have.
in fifth.
Yeah. So they finished fifth for the last two seasons. So
Yeah.
last season they finished fifth, won the FA Cup, and did
Haven't they
okay in the Europa League.
haven't they dropped out of the top four on the last game of the season in the past 2 years?
Yes. Yes.
That is rough.
Well, last season they were. If you put combined days in the top four, Leicester were top,
Yeah.
even ahead of Man City, and they
Hmm.
finished fifth.
Yeah.
Um, but I just think they've signed some good players. Don't get me wrong,
It's
they've signed.
interesting to see how good that Daka is.
I just think that there is another team that has made a couple of other signings that could make them pip Leicester.
They've got that Fofana's injured, isn't he?
He is.
For Leicester.
Fofana is injured.
That's gonna
However,
be big.
apparently Leicester are in for Yannick Vestergaard from Southampton to come in.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I've
not
got
as good as
Leicester
Fofana.
in fifth. I think they'll be good. They've just got a good
So,
team, good manager.
call me bold. This is where I have Arsenal
In fifth,
in fifth.
I thought
Yes.
I was being bold with them in seventh.
So, the reason why is for for a lot of the last couple of seasons, their problem has been their defence.
Yeah.
If you look at their defence now, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty respectable.
Read it out to me.
So it'll be Bellerin,
Tierney.
Gabriel, Tierney, and Ben White.
It's not bad, but it's also like there's a lot
Yeah,
of better defenses.
yeah. There's a few better defences. They've got Leno in goal. They've got Partey, who's injured, but he could come back. We'll never know. Well, we will know. Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. They're rumoured to be bringing in either Odegaard or James Maddison.
Madison would be a good signing.
I think they will. This will be the first year in a long time that Arsenal finish above Tottenham.
They
Fucking
need
hell!
they
Imagine saying
need
that as a kid.
they need
Jesus.
their front, their like big
They need
three.
Aubameyang to score goals.
Aubameyang like collapsed last year.
Yeah, they
He
need
needs
him
to
to
get
start scoring.
firing. Their entire like him, Lacazette, and Pepe need to figure out how to
Yeah,
play together
yeah.
because they
But
do have potential.
I think on paper Arsenal have potential. I don't think they'll
Yeah,
challenge the
but,
top four. I think the
yeah, but
top four are pretty set.
Arsenal have been
But I
good on
think
paper for a long time. I know the defense has
they
looked
have.
questionable.
Like their defense has been shocking for a while. Like
Yeah, but there's been times
now
where
it's
the
like
defense has looked
it's
good
all
on
right.
paper at the start of the season, and then a bit of the way through, you're like, "Fuck me, their defense is shit." Like when they signed like
Mm,
Socrates, like most
yeah,
people thought it was an alright signing, and then he was shit.
yeah, Mustafi,
Like
David
it's
Raya.
they've had a lot
Yeah,
they've had a lot of players like that.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I just,
You got faith in
I've got,
Arteta?
I've got a feeling that Arsenal will finish fifth. I just don't know. I
You what?
could have put Leicester here, but I'm going with Arsenal.
I think Leicester. I think Leicester are solid um for fifth. To be honest, but we'll
Right, so the
see.
top four. We've got the same four teams, haven't
The
we?
top four, I think, have to be a lock. Them four have to be top four.
Yeah. Um. So, who have you got in fourth?
Um, it really pains me to say who I've got in fourth. It
Right.
really pains me.
Go on.
Liverpool.
Okay. I don't agree, but
I think. Do you want me to just to say them all, or just we'll do one at a time? We'll
we'll
do
do
one
one
at a
at a
time.
time.
So Liverpool, obviously, we do have the potential to win, but to win the league, I
Yeah.
just think Van Dijk's coming back from a year out. Same for Joe Gomez. We've signed Kanate, but obviously it's hard to know whether he'll be that good or not. Hopefully he will be.
Yeah.
Robertson's going to miss the first month, or maybe not the first month, the first 2 or 3 weeks at least. And we've lost Wijnaldum. We've not really signed anyone apart from Kanate. It's just you can't just rely on your first 11. And we've it happened last year. I know we were insanely unlucky with injuries last year, but we'll get a few injuries early on, and that'll just be the excuse again. And it's like, come on, FSG, pull your finger out, make some sign. Like every year, if you win the league, you've got to bring in new signings every year to freshen it up. And
Yeah.
I just can't see us. We just don't. I don't think we have the depth. I think our first 11, is good enough to win the
Yeah.
league. You could argue we have the best first 11 in the league. You could argue we don't, but it's close. It also depends on our front three as well. I think Mane and Firmino especially sucked last year compared to what they've been in the past few years as a whole. And Salah carried us. So I don't know. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see. I don't have too much. I'm not feeling too optimistic about our season, to be honest. I think we need to get out the blocks well. I think we're playing Chelsea in our third game, so that's going to be a tough
Mm.
test.
Yeah. So for me, and this is a little bit of a bold one. Well, it's not a bold one. Man United. Fourth.
Okay.
Yes, you could argue that they have the best starting 11 on paper in the league. I just their defence. They've signed Varane, they've signed Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Their team looks pretty good. However,
Mm.
if one of those centre backs gets injured, they're fucked. If Jadon Sancho misses a couple of games, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Edinson Cavani played 26 games last year's season. He scored 10 goals.
Yeah.
So everyone going, yeah, we've got a front three of Rashford, Cavani, Sancho. Cavani isn't the player he used to be.
Look at their defence, though.
Their defence is good. Yeah, don't get me
So
wrong. Their
good.
defence is really good.
It's so
But
good.
they've got very, very little depth after those four.
True.
Yeah, because you could say okay, they've got. I mean, Bailly, but he hasn't really played that much. He's been injured all the time. They've had Lindelof, but again, Maguire and Lindelof were the problem.
Yeah. I think Maguire and Shaw were insane at the Euros.
Yeah.
Varane, or if they get Varane, he's fucking won everything there is to win multiple times.
Yeah.
Even though I do think there is a small chance he could get exposed.
Yeah,
But
this is the
I'm
thing.
I'm
This is the
mainly
thing I was
just
gonna say.
holding on to that moment in the Champions League last year, I think.
Varane has had a couple of moments.
Howlers.
A couple of howlers.
Most centre backs have.
And it's no, but the thing is, it's do you think Varane might have been a little bit. I'm going to say this. He could 100% come out and be the best centre back in the league this season, right? However, saying, oh, he's won everything, no, yeah, he's been playing for Real Madrid alongside Sergio Ramos, one of the best, if not the best centre back of this generation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, he's going to win stuff.
Oh yeah, obviously, you can't just be oh, he's won everything, so he's the best player of all time. Obviously, it doesn't work like that. If you're playing for Real Madrid at starting centre back, you're gonna win a lot.
He is going from being the. So in every centre back partnership, there is a guy who is like the leader,
Yeah.
and then another guy, right?
Yeah, but Maguire's
You know,
still
you
going to
had
be
your
the leader in that
Vidic and
partnership.
Ferdinand, and you had. Is he though?
I think he is,
Or
yeah.
do you think they'll get Varane to do it?
No, no. Maguire's the
So
captain of the
Maguire,
team.
Maguire then? But
Of
I'm just
course,
like,
yeah.
I don't.
I've got United in third. And
So
honestly, like, their team it annoys me. Their team could be so good.
that's. Oh,
I
by the
think
way, any
the
of these four teams could win the league,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
So
I honestly think that I would debate putting United higher on my table if they had a different manager.
so I'm going fourth. The manager is a reason. I don't think you can.
I,
Cavani was a problem for me. Like the fact that he only scored 10 goals last season. He did play a lot
what
of
do
their
you
games. It's
mean?
like,
Yeah, he played a lot of their games, but he didn't like start all that too many.
I don't know, maybe.
So you got Liverpool
Um,
higher. What's our main striker getting?
no, yeah, but you've got Mo Salah banging in 20 a season, haven't you?
Thank Christ.
Right. Third,
Yeah, who have you got third?
Chelsea.
Chelsea in third
Yes.
with the signing of Lukaku.
Now, this is the thing. I don't know.
You don't.
Liverpool and Chelsea, in my head, are very close. I think Liverpool, Van Dijk. I'm obviously it's difficult to assume that Van Dijk's going to come back and be the same, or if Kanate is going to be good, or if Gomez is going to be the same. But one of them, even just having them in the team, is going to be better than what you were doing last season.
Yeah.
Right, regardless of whether or not they're as good as they were before, it is going to be better than last season.
Yeah.
Chelsea, we finished fourth last year.
Mm.
Lukaku's come in. We're
You also
looking at
won the
getting another
Champions
centre
League.
back. We also won the Champions League. This is the reason I've got Chelsea not finishing as high, right?
Mm.
We're looking at buying another centre back. If we don't buy another centre back, which is fully possible, Thiago Silva ain't getting any younger.
No.
Aspilicueta ain't getting any younger. So, like, yes, we've got a really good goalkeeper, and our defence is.
So by the sounds of it, you've put Chelsea second. No, Liverpool second, and City
Yes.
first.
The reason why I've got Chelsea there is because I think going forward and in the midfield, I think in the midfield, Chelsea have one of the best midfields.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
Kante, Jorginho, and then you've got quite a few people that could play as an attacking midfielder. You've got Mount, you've got Havertz, you've got Ziyech, right?
You've got a decent amount of depth. I would say that gives you the
We've got
edge on
depth.
us.
We've got, like, the only thing I'm thinking is I don't know. I think it's more difficult. Like a centre back coming in is a bit like it's a lot more difficult to predict how a striker's going to do, especially when they're coming to Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how Lukaku's going to do. Like,
He's a
and to be fair,
proven Premier League goal scorer, though. He did it for West Brom, he did it for Everton, he did it for United. He does it for Belgium. He's done it. Like
yeah,
everywhere he's been, he's banged goals. Why do you think it'll change for Chelsea?
because it's Chelsea. We always do it. Torres,
Torres,
Morata,
Falcao. Well,
Higuain, Falcao, Alexandra Pato, Samuel Eto'o, Werner.
I just think
Need I say any more?
Lukaku's one of them players though. The way he's built, he's gonna get
Oh yeah,
goals. He
hopefully
is.
yes.
He
Um,
might not be like insane, but he's gonna get his goals. I think.
yeah, and yeah, but the reason, yeah. So Liverpool, I'm going second, and I assume you're going Chelsea second then.
You'd assume wrong.
You're Man City second.
I've got Manchester City in second.
All right. Okay. So
Um,
I'm
this
going Liverpool
this
second because I think a lot of their play, like they've got two centre backs coming back who are going to be like new signings because they practically didn't play last year.
yeah
Canate's shoring it up. They've got enough depth in centre back now, right?
yeah
Um, and their starting 11 is still one of
yeah
the best starting 11s in the league, right?
yeah
Yes,
it
you could
is.
argue the depth isn't quite there, but
We've lost Van Alden.
they,
We're Shaqiri's about to go. We've not brought anyone. We have brought Harvey Elliott into like to more of a first team role, but
I
I
don't
mean
know.
he's
I don't
still
know
so
why.
young.
Part of me thinks it's because Chelsea will have a lot of games to play. Obviously, we're going to be in the Club World Cup as well later on this year, so they're going to have the same problem that you had when you won the league.
Yeah, I hear that. You'll
I
have the
just
same
think
problems we
Chelsea,
had when we won. Like you can still
yeah,
win the
I just
league.
think Chelsea are going to be more. There's going to be more issues presented to them than Liverpool. Liverpool are going to have, as top four teams go, they're going to have a straightforward league, Champions League.
And
I
everything else.
also
We'll
think
play our
this
kids.
is the thing. This is the thing, right? I
Mm.
think Liverpool are an outside shout to win the Champions League.
I think I think Champions League. Yes, we are
Right?
for sure. Um,
I'm gonna. I
I just
just.
I
I've
just
got
think I
second. I
just
don't
think
know why.
Premier League. I don't think we don't have the depth.
So you've got Chelsea. No, you haven't. You've got
I've
Man
got
City
City
in
in
second.
second and Chelsea to win.
Why?
Um, admittedly, I would probably change them if Harry Kane signs for City.
Right.
Um, I just think slash hope that with City, they've. I know Aguero hasn't played much recently, but they've lost Aguero. They have not got a striker. They brought in Grealish, but I do think he's a good signing. Like he's obviously insane, but he just sort of gives them more of the same. Obviously, their squad depth is like unmatched. So they're gonna challenge for everything. We know that. I just think I don't know why. I've just got the feeling that they're not gonna do it this year. Um, for
Well,
whatever reason, I'm ho
I've got Man City in the league.
I've got Chelsea winning. I think the manager's class. Lukaku is a great signing. If they can sign a centre back as well, they've just got a class team, and they've
Yeah.
won the Champions League. They had players just won the Euros. Um,
One, two,
I think,
players.
and Thomas Tuchel, has he won every game he's played? Pep for City so far.
He has,
I know
yes.
it doesn't just come down to their head-to-heads. Um, I just think Man City might start to fall off a little bit. If they get Kane, I do think they'll win for sure.
So I'm
I,
assuming that
I
they
think
get
they're
Kane. I think
sorry. I think they're relying on a lot of players to get them like 10, 15 goals, which they probably will. But
yeah. I just in my head, Man City will get Kane, in my opinion. Um,
yeah,
there's a lot of players that they're looking at getting rid of. It
yeah,
and to me, it looks like if they get rid of those players, they will just go out and go, there you go, there's your money, we'll have him.
yeah,
Because it looks like they're going to get rid of Bernardo Silva.
yeah,
It looks like they're going to sell Laporte.
yeah.
And it looks like they're going to, in some way, get rid of Raheem Sterling.
Really?
Well, that's what I've seen. I've seen that Raheem Sterling might be a swap deal. So it
Yeah.
might be Raheem Sterling plus however much for Harry Kane, which I bet would change your opinions on Tottenham.
I don't think
Because
Sterling.
if they bought Lautaro Martinez and swapped Harry Kane for Raheem Sterling, that's a front three, innit? That's a fucking front three.
Yeah, but they've got a good
Sterling,
front three
Martinez, and
now.
Son. That's
They've had a good
anyway. I've
they've had a good
got
front
Man
three.
City winning the league. I
Son,
just think that's
Kay,
his.
Lucas Moura, whoever, they've had a good front three.
I think. Um, I think Man City are going to win the league. I think um, a lot of people. I'm gonna. How do I say this? I think a lot of people are in denial about the Premier League.
What
I
do you
think
mean?
in this country we like to think, oh yeah, this the Premier League's not like all those other leagues, like Bayern and Juve and PSG. Like every year since for about the last 10 years, every year that I can remember, we've gone. Everyone's gone like, oh well, there's a couple of teams that could win the league this year, or oh well, these four could all win the league, right? But
Mm,
if you went up to the average person on the street and went money, all of your money on it, who's winning the league? Every year for the last 10 years, you'd have said Man City, right?
yeah, yeah.
We are the same, right? Man City are the favourites. If everything goes to plan for every team, Man City win the league without a doubt.
Depth. It's because of their depth. I think
Yeah, and
if you
they've
look at
got
the
the best
starting
player. They've
11,
got
if
probably the
you
best defence. They've
if
got
you look at no, whoa, best defense. You kidding?
ah,
Ruben Diaz
one of the
overrated.
best defences.
John
They've got one of the
Stones,
best
oh,
defences.
is
They
all right.
have one of the best defences.
They have a
They
solid
do.
defense. Yeah, they do.
They've
But
got one of the best
if you look
goalkeepers.
at
They've got
that,
one of the best defences. They have probably, maybe not probably, they have the best midfielder.
I would
They have
actually
the
argue
best
they have the
attacking options.
worst defense out of the top four.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd say, I'd say, I'd say Chelsea's is.
I would say Liverpool and Man United, their starting front four and goalkeeper are for sure better than City's.
I'd say
Chelsea's
Chelsea's
is
was.
close.
I'd say it was worse.
I think it's closer now they've got Mendy in goal.
But yeah,
It's
I
close.
don't see anyone else winning it. Honestly, I just don't see anyone else. I see Man City walking the league again.
You think they're gonna walk it? Really?
Yep. Yep. I genuinely think Man City will get 90 odd points. No one will be in. No, it'll be like 4 games to go. They'll win it. It'll
But
be piece of piss. I genuinely. I just like yeah. I think like those four. Like if Man City do have a bad start, those four could come into play. But I think
yeah,
if Man City play like they can, then they'll win the league. Simple, easily.
yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be straightforward at all.
It never is it?
No, and like I think
But
there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that are going to be difficult fixtures.
there is a lot of teams that are set up to be difficult to beat.
I don't think it's going to be another 90 points. Well, they didn't get 90 points last year, did they?
No, I didn't know they got 86.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was
think.
after being eighth after about 10 games. They finished on 86
Yeah, but
points.
then they went on that run where they didn't lose for about 8 years.
Yeah,
They didn't even
I
draw.
just, I just see them walking.
It's going to be interesting. I think I just hope they don't fucking walk it again.
Yeah,
I really hope we do better than I'm anticipating. We haven't added enough. Just haven't added enough.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I'm going bold. Chelsea to win. City
Who,
second.
who do you think will get the top scorer? Golden Boot.
Actually, this is I've I've gone Mo Salah.
Mo Salah.
I think
That's a good shot.
I think like I don't think it'll be a City player unless they get Kane.
Right,
If City get Kane, it's Kane. If City get Kane, City win the league. Kane gets top scorer. Um,
right.
if they don't, I think Salah. I think we rely on him so much for goals. I think City are obviously will be shared out a lot more.
Right.
Chelsea. I don't know. I think Lukaku will be close, but um, Yeah, I've gone Salah. I don't think Cavani will get it.
No. So,
So
unsurprisingly,
you've gone Kane.
I've gone Kane.
Yeah.
He won the Golden Boot last year while playing for Tottenham.
It's a
He also
safe
got top.
shout.
He's won the Golden Boot like 4 times now,
Yeah, it's a
which
safe
is like the
shout.
most out of anyone. I think only Thierry Henry's got as many. Yeah, he's reliably going to be up there, regardless of who he plays for. He's reliably going to be up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think Kane. Simple.
Yeah.
um,
Most assists, I've gone De Bruyne.
right. So De Bruyne's the easy shout because he's always up there, right?
Yeah.
I've been a bit bold here.
Go on.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno. It's not that bold.
It's not that bold, but the
He's
easy
like the
shout is.
second favourite.
I was going to be very bold and say Jadon Sancho.
I thought you were going to say James Milner then.
I was going to be very bold and say Jadon Sancho, but I've gone with Bruno because he's reliably getting assists left, right, and centre. Was last season. I don't see that changing, especially not when they've got a better attack now.
No, he's you know the people that are going to be up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gone De Bruyne. And then my player of the season, due to my choice of Chelsea winning, I've gone N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante. That's a good shout, to be fair. A good shout.
I was thinking if Chelsea win the league, I don't think you're going to have one player score like a lot of goals, like an insane amount.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I thought maybe midfielder, but I was thinking Mason Mount, but I'm not.
I nearly
know.
put Mason Mount.
I don't know.
I nearly put Mason Mount for it. Even though I've got Chelsea third, I nearly put Mason Mount. Right.
Yeah.
My player of the season, obviously going on Man City winning the league. Kevin De Bruyne. Again.
Yeah.
I
mean, he's the best player in the league. If he's fit and plays every game, then yeah, he's the best player in the league.
How about this? Who do you? I know you haven't written this down because I've just thought of it at the top of my head. Right?
Yeah.
Who do you think will be the most surprising player this season? In a good way, not that it'll be shit. In a good way, who do you think will be the most surprising player?
Oh.
Because in my opinion, it depends what you mean. I think people will be surprised.
Well, you asked
Paul
it,
Pogba.
so what do you mean?
So I think people will be surprised about Paul Pogba this season. I think Paul Pogba could have a very good season, but at the end of the day, he's a very good fucking player.
He should be having a good season. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
a surprise if Paul Pogba plays well.
But for Man United, he hasn't been very good. I think this could be the season.
Potentially.
However, if you were to say a player outside the European places that you think that you've got at a club outside the European places.
Joe Willock could, if he continues how he played for Newcastle.
Joe Willock.
Someone like him, he could have the impact to like keep them like safe. I think. I know he's in the European places, but I think Ben White could be a.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of stick because of his price, like his fee.
I'm gonna go with Leon Bailey.
Is he Villa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I think Leon Bailey could be. He could be very good, very very good this season.
A one to watch, I think, is that Daka for Leicester from Salzburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure who else, to be fair.
Right. Shall we rattle through all of the other leagues in the Champions League?
We can rattle them off.
Let's be fair, we've got the same teams, haven't we?
We're at 55 minutes. I mean, if you have to guess who's going to win the French league, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough between if you put everyone else, all of the other, how many teams are in the French league? 18.
I think so.
So if you combined a team of all of the other 17 teams put together, and then PSG, I'd
Oh
still
no, there's
pick
20.
PSG.
There's 20.
All right, if the other 19 teams put together and PSG, I'd still pick PSG.
If you could use every single club in the world apart from PSG to make an 11, it's still going to be tough to beat
Yeah,
PSG.
PSG are winning the French league next. Serie A, Juventus next.
I do
Who
think
have you got?
Juventus this year, to be fair, but
I think
like they
Juventus.
finished fourth last season. You
I
say it
think
like it's a sitter.
no, but the reason why I'm picking Juventus is because they finished fourth, but they had a pretty bad season and still finished fourth. Inter have
It,
lost half of their team.
you know,
Ibrahimovic isn't getting any younger. I see Juventus just being
you
winning
know,
the league.
it's funny how we go PSG Juventus easy when neither of them won the league last year.
Yeah, but it's pretty fucking easy when you've got Messi and Ronaldo. Like,
Yeah. Well,
come
they had
on.
Ronaldo last year. Barca
Yeah,
had
and they had a
Messi
bad
last year.
season. But the
But
thing
we're
is,
not
two
getting
of the
to that.
teams that finished above them, Inter have lost most of their team. AC
Yeah.
Milan have lost one of their best players, and Ibrahimovic isn't getting any younger.
Napoli.
Juventus, if Juventus have an average season, they win the league. Simple.
I think they need to be better than average. There's a few teams that'll be tough fixtures. Atalanta, Napoli. Um, Inter will still be okay. Depends who they keep, who they bring in.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
Um,
Bundesliga Bayern.
Bundesliga, Bayern. Yeah, simple.
Um,
La
Spanish
Liga.
league.
Now this
I've
this
got
one's gonna be
Atletico.
interesting.
Atletico
Same.
Madrid. I think they're gonna do it again.
Yep,
I
same.
think Barca. Like you don't know who they're going to even have playing. Like I do think they've made some good signings. It's just they might not even be able to play. Apparently,
Yeah,
like the dressing room's in fucking turmoil.
yeah. Apparently,
Uh,
Guerrero wants to leave already.
well,
There's
he's injured for
fucking.
like 2 months
He's
anyway.
injured. Yeah. I think they're not going to win the league. Real Madrid might. They haven't got Ramos or Varane anymore.
Madrid and Barca are still going to be up there,
I
but
think Atletico have the best team. They signed De Paul
yeah,
from
from that
yeah. So
Argentinian guy, he was class at the
yeah.
Copa.
So I just they already won the league last year. They've made a good signing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
There's
think
rumours that they're going to sign Griezmann back.
that is mad that fucking Atletico Madrid are like that. This must be the
I,
first time in a long time where I've genuinely thought they were going to win the league.
yeah, I think they will.
Champions League. I'm going PSG.
It's difficult not to because they are the best team.
Yeah.
But for some reason, there is something in my head telling me that PSG are not going to win the Champions League this year.
City are
I
bottle
don't know why.
jobs.
I'm going to
City,
go Liverpool.
I fucking hope you're right.
I actually, I do like Bayern. I think Bayern are always a good shout. I don't like the thing is like PSG and Man City are the favourites. You're obviously going to have Bayern up there. Real Madrid and Barcelona are not going to win it this year. It's
No.
just simple. You've got Juventus maybe. After
Should be
that,
City, PSG.
like there are not that many teams you'd put above Liverpool.
Chelsea aren't going to go back to back. We've got a minute
No.
before we'll have to make a new recording
So
unless you
I'm
want to
going
wrap it
Liverpool.
up. I'd love it. I just can't. I can't see us being blowing teams away this year. But just look at
I,
PSG. Look at
I,
them.
I know. I've said they're the best team, but I just something. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah,
If you did like it, like, share, subscribe. Make sure to go and watch other videos, and we'll
we'll
see you on the next one.
we'll come back to this at the end of the season. See how far off we were.
Yes, yes,
All right, in a bit.
in a bit.